Something's come to my attention, and I'll be damned if I know what to make of it.
Some sort of crystal.
Enlightened souls forged great and terrible weapons called the iconoclasts, from which icons derive their name, and turned them against each other in the Magitech War.
It seems somebody's woken this place up. The question is, who?
What the hell is an iconoclastic defense system? I have a feeling we're about to find out. And that we will not like the answer.
Then we better cut this short.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
What's up, everybody? Andy Dance here, your gray-bearded bard with some more content on Final Fantasy XVI. I was a little happy this morning when I woke up because I saw that the Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide trailer had posted from last night's Game of the Year awards, which I'm a little salty about. I do believe 16 should have been the Game of the Year, but that's not to take away from the people and Larian Studios and those who worked diligently hard on Baldur's Gate 3. It is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it yet, do so. But let's get back to it and break this trailer down shot by shot. When the trailer opens, we hear Sharon, played by Lorraine Bruce, give us some exposition on a mysterious dark crystal she has in her possession. If you're a long-term fan of Final Fantasy games, you'll understand the theme between light and dark crystals is a reoccurring element within the mainstream brand, dating all the way back to Final Fantasy I, as a connection between Garland and his ability to basically live in the fourth dimension. We see the dark crystals again in Final Fantasy III as counterparts to the light crystals when the Warriors of Light need to destroy them, weakening the Cloud of Darkness. Cecil and company in Final Fantasy IV travel to the underworld in chase of Golblez's evil plot. The Dark Crystals were also referenced in Final Fantasy IV's The After Years sequel. Then they appear again in 13, 14, The Crystal Chronicles, Dissidia, and Stranger of Paradise, thereby circling it all the way back to Final Fantasy I. As a quick side note, I have not played Echoes of the Fallen yet. It was released today with the most recent updated patch. So at the time of me making this video, I have not played the content, so I can only speculate the Dark Crystal has some perversion on how the regular people can use magic through crystals during the base game and lore. Harpocrates narrates the next scene as he is voiced by the legend Edmund Dane, offering his wisdom reflecting on two very notable Final Fantasy topics: iconoclasts, which he refers to as how icons get their name, and magitech. After surfing the interwebs today, I cannot find any resource defining what iconoclasts are, but to break the name down, the prefix icon simply refers to the summon monsters within the realm and uses similar dispositions as previous iterations within the Final Fantasy lore, which is what Final Fantasy XVI revolves around their dominant. An icon refers to the altered beast state for each dominant in possession of their blessing, such as Clive with Ifrit and Joshua with Phoenix. Classed, on the other hand, is a suffix used in medical terminology indicating the breakdown of something. As a quick example, when you hear the phrase osteoclast, that refers to the anatomical breakdown of bone density. That doesn't necessarily mean when it's broken down it's ultimately lost. The human body is in a constant state of flux and will have the opportunity to undergo osteoblast, I had to slow that word down so you could hear the blast, B-L-A-S-T, in the repair and enhancement of the tissue. Given that example, I can see, narratively speaking, that iconoclasts can be used to strip a dominant of their icon. Maybe similar to how Clive is capable of doing it organically, but could also be permanent too. I'm not sure. Again, I haven't played this content yet. Harpocrates then referenced the Magitech War, which holds a hard connection to Final Fantasy VI, but I imagine in themes only. I think we may see some cool Easter eggs that will further the connection or provide some fan service, but not in a way where Clive is literally living the future of Terra. In Final Fantasy VI, the world was simply named the World of Ruin and refers to icons as espers. So I don't believe there are any other hardcore hardcore connections outside of how specific characters were able to call upon their Esper when they were equipped with the proper magicite crystal. Again, more context as to how crystals function within the lore of Final Fantasy. Most often they are thematically referred to as Chekhov's gun, as a literary device. Next, Ben Starr's Clive Rossville builds a little tension with his ominous statement about how their environment surrounding them is coming alive. I think that's the Sage Spire noted on the website with the description of an ancient facility laying dormant after since civilization's collapse. We are going to get a new dungeon and a map to explore with Clive, Torgal, Joshua, and Jill. Spoiler warning, if you haven't finished the side quests of the base game, Joshua and Jill are considered permanent party members to Clive. Therefore, I imagine they will always be around Clive moving forward. I don't think we will see Dion come back outside of simple references. The trailer then places Clive and Joshua having similar ideas on the iconoclast defense system. Anything in a game with the name defense system generally means the player is about to get wrecked without overcoming some type of puzzle. The trailer then cuts to show off some gameplay, fighting against what appears to be a Magitech armor, conducting business as usual. The next part of the trailer welcomes Clive and party to Mysidia, which is another repeating theme within the Final Fantasy lore and may be the central hub for the Rising Tide expansion. As it cuts away, we see another unknown character shouldering a battle axe, similar to the warrior job in Final Fantasy XIV, whom I think we all speculate is the dominant Leviathan. The follow-on gameplay demonstrates how Leviathan's blessing works with Clive. It looks like Clive will have something akin to a shield, and the sword might be part of it too, similar to how the Paladin functions in Final Fantasy XIV. It's hard to tell if that's a new sword for the game, or if it's enhanced like Odin's weapon. But when I pause the trailer, you can see the actions Title Spit, Title Spray, and Refill are available for Clive to use in combat, and also are apparent water-based themes. Next, we get to see the inclusion of the terrible Tomberry King. Tomberries are also reoccurring throughout the Final Fantasy lore as little green creatures that often become super bosses. I believe that to be the case here too, but that's going to be really hard for me to tell personally. I've been playing this game on the Final Fantasy difficulty, so any little mouse will always feel like a super boss anyhow. The last several frames of the trailer, we get to see some really cool shots of Leviathan swelling around the map, getting ready to douse Ifrit's flame, with the final shot denoting the Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide title card, suggesting that the former is out now, and the latter will come out next spring. I am flipping over the moon and about to go play Echoes of the Fallen right now, so thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more Final Fantasy content when it comes out. If there are things you notice that I have left out, please write them in the comments below, and let's chat about it. Until next time.